Home. Chapter 66. A Miraculous Ladybug Fanfiction that will make you laugh or cry or something in the middle, written and narrated by Mira Rose. If you haven't already, make sure you check out the previous 65 chapters of this story. Now then, don't forget to smash that like button so Plaid gets his camembert, subscribe to the channel, and click that bell for notifications for whenever I upload a new video. Bonus points if you leave a comment for interactions. If you don't know what to comment, put enjoy the company. Now then, please enjoy Chapter 66. Adrian Graham DeVanley as Cat Noir. Don't do it. Don't do it, Cat Noir. Camembert. He did it. Cat snuck another glance at Ladybug across the table from him, and he knew everyone there knew it. It wasn't a matter of being subtle. After Bunnix mentioned that, in another timeline, they'd kissed and made up, Cat felt the tension between them. But it wasn't a taut string of anticipation. No, this was simply awkward. He should be enjoying this reunion with friends he'd ached in loneliness for, but he couldn't. He couldn't enjoy this reunion because all he wanted was to take Ladybug into another room, just the two of them, and talk. Why couldn't they do that? Why couldn't they just spend time, just the two of them? They didn't even need to talk. Existing together would be enough. Remembering that he'd shared a bed with this woman this morning, although it felt like forever ago, Cat turned his attention back to the hot plate in front of him. If only Bunnix hadn't mentioned that kiss! Then he wouldn't be this conflicted. He wouldn't hold this hope. He thought he'd made up his mind, and that his trainings over the years would support him, but Ladybug was his weak spot. She'd always been his weak spot. So, Rena Rouge said, cutting into the atmosphere and saving him from it, are you going to move back to Paris? Yes. What are your plans after you speak with Natalie? Ladybug asked, raising her glass of water to her lips and peering over the rim before taking a swallow. Cat sighed, moving a piece of meat from one side of his plate to the other with his chopsticks. I'm not sure, he said, not looking at anyone at the table. Carapace spoke up, his voice soft, like he was checking up on a friend. Why didn't you visit sooner? How could he explain it in a way they could understand? I came back as soon as I was able to. He heard Ladybug set down her glass and spared a glance up to see her staring. What do you mean? Rena Rouge asked. Cat swallowed and continued. Well, more like as soon as it was safe to. Once Gabriel was stable enough and I'd completed my training. Adrian's dad? Yeah. Guardian training meant I couldn't leave the temple anyway, but I couldn't leave him or my... He took a breath to steady himself, or Emily alone. Did Adrian ever visit? It's not a perfect family, but, yeah. Adrian got to learn more about them. Spend time with him. Things like that. How's that old fart doing? Ooh, Gabe? Cat cleared his throat with a chuckle. Or Adrian. Ladybug kicked him under the table, and he had to tighten his expression to not reveal pain. Our dear arch-nemesis will live out his life peacefully with his wife in the mountains of Tibet. Do you think it's right? Rena Rouge asked. Him getting a happy ending? Cat said. The punishment he got. You know more about it than we do. Was it... She stretched out her word as she searched for the right one. Appropriate? Cat had to bite back a smile at the thought of his high and haughty father being forced to scrub floorboards. While some of the humbling experiences were fun to look back on, he didn't envy his father's true punishment. Every day, his morning would start off with the emotions of someone he'd akumatized. Adrian had to beg to give his father a break, fearing he'd go insane. The first 2 years of punishment weren't easy memories to think about. "It was appropriate," Cat answered, "but I would never wish it on anyone." Cat held Rena's gaze, and her face softened. "I won't press further." "Thank you." "You can live with me," Carapace piped up. The table turned to stare at him. "What?" "Babe." Rena Rouge crossed her arms. "Well, not forever, of course, but he can sleep in your office while you finish out your studies here. We spent thousands on that couch, so someone may as well use it." His chest bubbled and compressed, nearly tearing him up. Nino didn't even know he was Adrian, but still offered his home like an old friend. He began. "Just think about it, dude. Ladybug mentioned something about Natalie anyway." Thanks. Cat made the mistake of looking at Ladybug and had to turn away. "I'll think about it." Oh, this was embarrassing. What if she thought he was only going to stay because Bunnix mentioned a kiss that didn't even happen? Or perhaps worse, she thought he valued Nino more than her because he only stayed once his best bro made an offer. Okay. Chill. Relax. Calm down, Cat. Just enjoy the food and company. Take a breath. You'll be fine. Just enjoy the food and company. Thank you so much for listening. Chapter 67 is on the way. In the meantime, you can check out these other fan fictions. Woohoo! But you can also support me by checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/MiraRights for early access to scripts and videos. I will catch you in the next one. Bye!